Historic hearings continued today for the newest Supreme Court nominee. How Kent State students are reacting.
Undergraduate student government elections began today. We have a preview of who's on your ballot.
Disney employees staged a walkout today to protest recent Florida legislation. More on the protest and what they're advocating for.
Scientists working with ice have made major breakthroughs. Get it? More on the discovery when TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Kent State and all of Portage County. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Maddy Haberberger.
And I'm Abreu. We start today with your top 2 on 2. President Biden's Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson facing intense questioning today in the second day of her historic confirmation hearings. Jackson addressed and disputed criticism of her judicial philosophy.
While Democrats have so far used the hearings to praise Jackson, Republicans have grilled her, with officials accusing her of letting child porn offenders off the hook and labeling her an activist judge. Jackson's hearings will continue through Thursday of this week. And now, if Judge Jackson is confirmed to the High Court by the Senate, she will be the first black woman to hold the position.
TV2's diversity ambassador Raygene English joins us now with how the Kent State community is reacting to this historic moment. Hi, Raygene.
Hi, guys. Yes, the hearing has been heating up as of late for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. I spoke with faculty of political science and from the Africana Studies Department on what it could mean if she is confirmed.
I think that what it means for, all of us watching, particularly young folks, young Black girls, it means that they can see themselves there, that they have representation. We have representation. It's important to be the first, but it's more important to not be the only.
And my impression from watching the hearings is that she's extraordinarily competent. She's extraordinarily gifted in her knowledge of the law, her sort of ability to answer questions under pressure, her ability to really give thoughtful answers. Judge Ketanji Brown she's not only the first African-American woman, but she is also the first public defender to be on the High Court.
Kent State faculty members Mark Castle and Shamara Arki expressed their excitement over the Supreme Court hearing and what it could mean for Judge Jackson.
I was just really amazed to be there, and I think Ms. Ketanji really handled herself really well. I immediately noticed when she walked into the room, she just seemed very calm and collected, and I think she definitely answered all the questions really precisely and had good answers to all the questions she was asked.
So it was very exciting and nerve-wracking. I think she presented herself in such an eloquent way, in a classy way, that is sometimes lacking in politics, that was exciting to see from someone who's going to be in such a high position of power. Really just incredible to be there. The energy was really nice and respectful.
What this means for people of color and what they hope for is change and expect hardships for Judge Jackson following her new career path once she is confirmed.
So thinking about the history of our country, of course, and, we tell the story about we the people and who we the people really included, and it would not have included Ketanji as she stands today. We also are expecting her to take a stand in the short term for us and also in the long term.
Any decision she's going to make is going to be questioned twice as harshly as any of her peers, just because she is a Black woman. So I think we, like Annika was saying, we got a preview of that today. Any decision she's going to make, someone's going to be second guessing it. Might not be good enough for a lot of people, no matter what decision she makes. That's what I would say.
Thank you, Raygene. Now, what are experts saying about what to expect if Judge Jackson is confirmed?
Experts are saying, although we don't know yet if or when she will be confirmed by the Senate, experts told me that her decisions will most likely be critiqued. more than other justices due to her being the first Black woman of the court.
All right, we will certainly be keeping an eye on the developing confirmation process. Thanks, Raygene. Voting began today for positions on Kent State's undergraduate student government.
That's right. Kent State students have spent the last few weeks campaigning for positions, including student body president, director of programming, and senator positions for all of Kent State's colleges.
Our Nuried Hurtado joins us now with a breakdown of the candidates and their platforms. Hi, Nuried.
Hi guys, that's right. Undergraduate student government election for the academic year 2022-2023 are open now. They have been in trouble with the system right now, but they are encouraging the students to vote for each of the 19 elected positions and participate in the elections as part of their civic right as undergraduate students. I talked to Jenna Gilbreth, president candidate for USG elections, and this is what she said.
I'm definitely really excited for the elections. I'm looking forward to seeing how many students actually participate in the elections this year. I know in the past that we haven't seen a huge turnout, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what this year is, because our election commission has worked really hard.
Kent State University sent an email to all the undergraduate student body to participate on the election and let their voice be heard. The undergraduate student government was tabling on the student center, encouraging students with stickers and the opportunity to win free Flash Fest tickets to attend the event. Eric Gomez, president candidate, also invited students to vote.
It's important that students participate in our democracy so that their voice is heard. There's a lot of issues that happen on campus, whether it be dining, whether it be discrimination, whether it be mental health resources. So I feel like it's important that students read the platforms of all the candidates and then make their voice heard by picking who they believe which candidate will make the best change for campus.
Elections open today at 8 a.m. and they will close tomorrow at 5 p.m. You can access the website with the link on the email that was sent earlier today via flashline clicking on the banner located in the homepage, or you can find a link on USG's social media. All undergraduate students are encouraged to vote. Reporting for TV2, I'm Nuried Hurtado.
Thanks for that report, Nuried. The Division of Academic Affairs is giving Kent State students an opportunity to voice their concerns about their learning experience. They're looking for suggestions in areas including student life, academic experiences, and new program offerings. The office hosted its graduate student forum this afternoon, and the undergraduate student forum will take place tomorrow from noon to 1:30 in the DI Hub Fellows Suite. Lunch will be provided, and students also have the option to attend virtually.
Kent State announced their new Flash Help program through email earlier today. The program is a new support system meant to make it easier for students to ask for help with studying, their physical or mental health, identity issues, and with financial concerns. Kent students can access Flash Help through Flashline under the Student Resources tab.
The Haymaker Farmers Market made its way to campus today. Vendors local markets have tables and booths set up at the DI Hub right now until 7 o'clock tonight. Attendees can purchase locally made baked goods, prepared foods, grown produce, and art. If you missed today's market, they'll be back again at the DI Hub on Tuesday, April 26th from 4 to 7.
Portage County on this busy Tuesday night. Let's check out firstly our currently in Kent. So right now we're sitting at 52, feels like 49, a little chillier, but it's Ohio. There's wind, it happens. 36 dew point, a little bit of wind, like I said, 10 miles, nothing too big. 51% because there is some rain happening that we'll get to a little later in the show. But for the most part there, we're good. So now we'll zoom out to Northeast Ohio and see what's happening over there. So, a little cooler on the lake like usual. Sandusky 43, Cleveland 49, Ashtabula 45. Kent is at a beautiful 52 like I said, and we're at Worcester, Canton, and Youngstown. They're all matching with their 54s, and then one lower with Mansfield at 53. And now we will look at all of Ohio for our beautiful members, thinking about those special people at home this evening. Cincinnati's at 64, super warm, they're really nice. Dayton's at 57, Columbus is at 60, Athens is at 67. This is not a drill, we are almost at 70 and it is March. I am celebrating. Lima is at 52, Akron is at 54 and Steubenville is at 57. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's all I have for now, but coming up we will be looking at how the tornadoes in my home state of Texas will affect us up here in Northeast Ohio.
Thank you, Della. Streetsboro water customers may notice discoloration in their water following a required fire pump test this morning. City water customers near Rosemont Drive may be affected. If you notice your water is discolored, let your cold water run for 5 to 10 minutes until it's clear. If it hasn't cleared after that 10 minutes, wait 1 hour and repeat the process. If the problem persists, residents should contact the Streetsboro Water Department.
A man from Cleveland is accused of killing his 18-year-old girlfriend. Police say he left her body on the balcony of his apartment for months until he moved away. Court records say a house cleaner uncovered the body last Thursday. 39-year-old Benny Washington is charged with aggravated murder and the gross abuse of a corpse.
That kid from Akron is finding another way to make 330 Day special. LeBron James's House 330 Community Complex will hold its grand opening on March 30th. Akron residents will get the chance to celebrate with food trucks and guided tours of the facility, which includes a banquet hall, dining spaces, and space for outdoor events. You can get a sneak peek of House 330 on March 30th from 10 a.m. until, you guessed it, 3:30.
Green City Parks and Recreation Division decided to partner with GG Leagues to provide opportunities for video game players 8 and up throughout the year. GG Leagues is an esports program that can be played on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. This comes as towns across Northeast Ohio looked into virtual programs to keep their younger generation occupied throughout the pandemic.
Philanthropist Mackenzie Scott, the ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, made a $6.8 million donation to the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Ohio. The group says the gift was completely unsolicited, but will allow the organization to double the number of children served and create more after-school programming. Scott reportedly has a net worth of about $47 billion and has donated nearly 20% of her wealth to various charities.
The funding to keep up with COVID-19 concerns, what the plans are to deal with the issue ahead.
Officials in Miami begging spring breakers to stay away, why the city is under a state of emergency when TV2 returns.
This is Portage County's TV2, broadcasting from the campus of Kent State University, streaming online at kentwired.com.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back. The White House is in need of more money to fight COVID-19. Without Congress approving additional funding, the administration can't afford COVID-19 testing, treatment, and vaccines. An administration official says the government has enough to vaccinate children under 5 years old and offer a fourth booster to the immunocompromised.
The funding comes from the $1.9 trillion in funding from the American Rescue Plan, but most of that has already been allocated to cities, states, and other agencies. The White House is urging Congress to act. So far, lawmakers have not been able to agree on additional funding measures.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki tested positive for COVID-19 earlier today, just hours before she was set to join President Biden on a trip overseas. This is the second time Psaki has tested positive for COVID. She said she was in meetings with Biden on Monday, but remained socially distant, so the president is not considered a close contact as defined by CDC guidance. President Biden has tested negative and will travel to Brussels tomorrow to attend a NATO summit.
Moderna announced an expansion of their COVID-19 vaccine in order to treat related illnesses. Their new program will aim to create a vaccine for COVID-19, influenza, and respiratory syncytial viruses. The company says the vaccine will likely be an annual booster to combat all three. This comes as Moderna asked the Food and Drug Administration to approve their COVID-19 vaccine for a fourth shot for adults last week.
After new COVID-19 cases rise in Europe, top health officials expect increases in the U.S. too. And one expert says the time to prepare is now.
Mandy Gaither has the latest on what's going on with the Omicron subvariant in today's Health Minute.
In the UK, new COVID-19 cases are climbing once again, driven largely by the Omicron BA2 subvariant, and top health officials say what happens there tends to play out here in the US about 2 to 3 weeks later.
We better pay close attention to what's going on there.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says the US will likely see an uptick in cases, but not a surge, as BA2 is more contagious than the original Omicron variant. But right now, Fauci says it doesn't seem to be the cause of the UK's rise in hospitalizations.
It's a very interesting situation where the cases are going up, but it does not at this point in time appear to be any degree of severity.
Fauci says BA2 may become the dominant variant in the U.S. today. The CDC said it was the cause of nearly 35% of new COVID-19 infections in the past week, up from about 22% the week before. Fauci cautions the U.S. needs to be prepared for the possibility of another variant in the future. That means building up supplies of antivirals and tests and vaccinations.
We can't just say we're done. Now we're going to move on. We've got to be able to be flexible.
Meanwhile, FDA vaccine advisors are scheduled to meet on April 6th to discuss the possible need for COVID-19 booster shots in the future and whether the vaccine could become an annual shot similar to flu shots. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
We don't ask for spring break. We don't promote it. We don't encourage it. We just endure it. And frankly, it's not something we want to endure. We don't want spring break.
The city of Miami Beach, Florida has declared a state of emergency over concerns about spring break crowds. 5 bystanders were hospitalized following 2 random shootings over the weekend. This is the second year in a row that Miami Beach has issued a state of emergency because of rowdy crowds of tourists. A midnight curfew goes into effect on Thursday evening and will remain in effect through this coming weekend.
Some Disney employees used their breaks to protest a Florida bill and the company's response to it. They staged walkouts today at various locations after Florida's Congress passed the Parental Rights in Education bill, known as the Don't Say Gay bill. Walt Disney's CEO was criticized for not speaking out against the bill sooner and later he apologized, saying he's in support of the LGBTQ+ community. After the bill is signed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, the bill will ban discussion of sexual or gender identity-based topics in schools before the 4th grade.
A federal judge convicted an elected official from New Mexico of illegally entering U.S. Capitol grounds during the January 6th Capitol riots. Otero County Commissioner Quy Griffin helped found a group called Cowboys for Trump that was among the thousands who stormed the Capitol. The judge acquitted Griffin of a disorderly conduct charge during the riot that disrupted Congress from certifying President Biden's presidential election victory.
Hello again, Portage County. Let's check out that system coming up from Texas. So as you may have seen in the news, there is a system happening in Texas right now that is causing a lot of tornadoes and confusion around there. Lots of rain, and that rain is coming to see us. It's coming up through the northeast, so it will be coming to see us for a little bit, but we won't be experiencing crazy stuff like what's happening in Texas. We are just relaxing with a little bit of rain. Now we'll look at our 7-day forecast here. Wednesday, we are expected to have some thunderstorms, but it should be pretty warm outside, so if you're going outside, you don't have to freeze. High of 56, low of 42 on Thursday, a nice cloudy day. 50% chance of rain on Friday, but it shouldn't be too cold, so we don't have to worry about snow yet. On Saturday, there's a 60% chance of snow or rain. Not sure. See that 31 there? That means it could snow. It could get a mix. You know, cloudy Sunday, partly cloudy Monday, and cloudy on Tuesday. So far, nothing too bad. And then we will look at your spring break weather. So next week is spring break. I'm sure many of the students are counting down. So I broke down I'd say the most pleasant days of spring break. That will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Morning showers on Thursday. Nothing should be too bad there though. Partly cloudy Friday and Saturday with high 40s. Maybe we'll touch 50. Not really sure. I hope we do for the sake of spring break. But unfortunately with Ohio, that is the best I have to offer for spring break weather. But if you're going on a trip, congratulations. We will still be here in the clouds and the mid-40s. That's all I have for weather this week. Have a wonderful spring break, Portage County.
Thanks, Della. After a 2-year hiatus, Governor Mike DeWine will deliver his second state address in person to Ohio lawmakers. DeWine's relationship with Republican lawmakers since his last address in 2019 has changed, but he says his goal has not. DeWine says his speech will focus on successes his administration had, including the expansion of broadband to rural areas of the state.
Ohio senatorial candidate Mike Gibbons is under fire for comments he made during a heated exchange with former state treasurer Josh Mandel. The two got in an argument at the Republican primary on Monday when Gibbons said Mandel, a military veteran, quote, doesn't know squat about the private sector. 15 veterans wrote an open letter saying they were disgusted by Gibbons' comments and called for a formal apology.
After 3 failures, Ohio's political map-making body will set out a series of meetings to compromise on constitutional voting districts. The 7-member commission will hold daily hearings every day starting tomorrow until the next court deadline on Monday next week. The 6th Circuit Court of Appeals will have members help with the map-making process, this time in hopes of aiding the constitutionality of a new map.
Well, it was a busy weekend in local and national sports. We'll get right to it after the break.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
How's it hanging, Portage County? I'm Gabe Collura with your Sports Report. The women's basketball team took on Toledo in the WNIT last night. The Flash's women's basketball team dropped their second-round showdown with Toledo in the WNIT by a final score of 79-59. Unfortunately, Kent State's season is over after a 2-game postseason. In that game, Lindsey Thal led the way for Kent State with 11 points. Now, Cavs, Lakers, LeBron was back in town tonight. Let's get to those highlights. There he is, the man himself, LeBron, and he's going to take this one right down the baseline. 2-hand slam. You love to see it from LeBron. Here, Westbrook's going to miss the free throw. They tip it around, and there goes LeBron right over his former teammate Kevin Love. Take another look at that one. Kevin Love made a business decision there. Got to get out of the way. Here's Westbrook, but it's stolen away. Kevin Love gets a breakout started, and it's Darius Garland. Beautiful adjustment in midair to get that finish. Now it's Garland again. Inside, he lobs it up. That's Moses Brown. How about that from Moses Brown? Good stuff. Garland with it again, gives it to Lamar Stevens, and the Penn State alum, the binoculars are on. The Cavs were rolling, but LeBron took matters into his own hands. Fade away there. And now, in transition, here comes LeBron again. 1-hand slam, and now the dagger from LBJ. He puts it in. The Lakers win 131-120. Disappointing night for the Cavs and JB Bickerstaff. And the Blue Jackets are headed out to PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh tonight to take on the Penguins. Following the NHL trade deadline on Sunday, there's a new face in town for the Pens. Ricard Raquel will make his Penguins debut tonight after being acquired from the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for Zach Aston Reese, Dominic Simone, Callie Klang, and a second-round draft pick. Raquel will likely slot in on the second line next to center Evgeny Malkin. Puck drop is at 7 p.m., and you can catch the action on ESPN+. Now, how about my play of the night? Brad Marchand in Montreal takes the pass, fake shot, that's dirty. Ew! Brad Marchand with the toe drag, he beats Jake Allen, and the Bruins got a 3-2 win in Montreal against their hated rivals, the Canadiens. Bruins sit in that first wildcard spot in the East right now. That was a big win for them, big 2 points. And that's all I've got for sports tonight. I've been Gabe Collura. Keep it real, Portage County.
Now, I had a great pun about ice, but it slipped my mind. More on researchers' very cool discovery when TV2 returns.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. Cleveland native Machine Gun Kelly will headline a national stadium tour, and he'll be making a stop in his hometown. Live Nation announced MGK will play the final show of his mainstream sellout tour at First Energy Stadium on August 13th. Special guests include Avril Lavigne, Trippie Redd, Travis Barker, Willow, and 44 Phantom. Pre-sale tickets were available on Monday, and general admission will go on sale at 10 a.m. on Friday.
Honda is opening their company's first full-scale U.S. wind tunnel right here in Ohio. They just completed the project, and it's called Honda Advanced Laboratories of Ohio, or HALO, and it is located in East Liberty. The tunnel has a 26-foot fan enabling the company to work on both road and race cars at a speed of up to 193 miles per hour aerodynamically. The company says the $124 million project will allow them to complete the manufacturing process more efficiently. Astronauts, get your warm drinks ready. Scientists say they have discovered a new form of ice that could exist on a distant planet. A research team at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, made the discovery and shared their findings in a recent published study.
They call the ice formation Ice 70, and scientists say the conditions to create this ice would be hard to find on Earth's surface, but it could be seen on water-rich planets outside of our solar system. Now, I'm the kind of person, Chris, who as soon as we find a planet that can sustain life outside of Earth, I'm headed there. I love space. I love all that kind of stuff. So I'm heading out.
I love space movies. I've never thought about...
See, I love space movies, but I think that makes me think that I would love space.
Yeah, I guess.
I probably wouldn't. I've never even been on a plane.
It would depend how
I have no
accurate
idea,
our space films are.
I mean, you know Interstellar.
I do know Interstellar.
Interstellar is pretty accurate. That's a really good one. It's very sad, but it's very intense. But I want to be there with them. So I want to go to this planet, wherever this ice is. Like, I want to find it. I want to colonize a new planet. I want to go live somewhere other than Earth. Do you think that'll happen in our lifetime?
I don't know about anytime soon. I guess we'll have to see.
Would you go?
I would probably go just for the experience.
Would you come with me? I would have to, as long as I could bring my family. Like, if I could bring my mom, dad, sister, brother, you can come along too.
How safe would it be, though? We don't know.
I'm still willing to do it. I love space. Well, that is all we have for you tonight. As always, thank you so much for spending your Tuesday evening with us.
To stay up to date when TV2's off the air, check out KentWired.com and connect with us on socials at KentWired. And just a reminder, there won't be a Tuesday newscast next week as Kent State holds its spring break. I'm Chris Abreu.
And I'm Maddy Haberberger. Have a great night, Portage County, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.